Hey everyone, today we are going to review this Coghlan's brand survival kit in a can. In my country you can get it for about 22 euros. The contents are listed here. Let's go. So, one-handed opening should be possible if you place your foot here. Something like this, maybe. Okay, so this isn't a good sign at all. Oh, and by the way, those kinds of tabs can be used to make a variety of tools in a survival situation. The most remarkable use that I know of is to make fishing hooks. If you have a multi-tool or some sort of cutting plier like this, just grab your tab and you can see that here is a place to, well, place your line, to feed your fishing line through, and this makes a perfect hook. So all you have to do is cut it on the return portion here, and it should make a barbed point. Now that it's cut, you can see that if I bend it a little bit, it makes sort of a fishing hook with maybe a small barb here that I might be able to enhance just slightly by cutting again here and maybe bending this portion. I have a decent barb and something that may be able to be used for catching fish. Okay, so let's try to bust this open. I should be doing it with a knife, but I won't because it's dangerous and I don't want to hurt myself. But a knife is the kind of tool I would always have on me, but for safety reasons, I'm not going to. I wouldn't want to rip the top all the way off, because I might be able to use it for something or just use it to close the can again to prevent the contents from spilling out. So first on the top, preventing the contents from just splashing everywhere when you open it, which is a good thing, I think. We have about 30 centimeters of duct tape. Really not a lot. But it's duct tape, and not very good duct tape either. It's more like dollar store duct tape. We have then a poor quality, and I do mean poor quality, a Ziploc bag. Water, first aid, maybe food collection, maybe amputated extremity preservation, water collection through plants perspiration, solar steel. Many uses for this, but it's very flimsy, so I wouldn't count on it too long. A paper book of matches with a very small striking strip here. Let's try one. Does work. Very good. Something like 19 or 20 matches here. Polyester or some sort of synthetic, maybe nylon rope. I don't know how much that is, but I'm going to try and gauge it. Yeah, it's really not much. I do not even think that you could replace a shoelace with this. It's not even long enough, so it's very, very emergency type cordage. We have the classic in these kinds of kits. If you know these kinds of kits, you know this is a staple. The classic cardboard protected kind of scraping razor blade, which is good. These blades are good, are usable. Field surgery, field dressing, maybe. Cutting the cordage, of course, cutting the tape. This has maybe scraping tinder, something like this. It has uses, and it's slightly reflective, which might be used for signaling. Some actual wooden and wax protected matches. We have some plain water here. Let's dunk it, wipe it on my sleeve here, maybe a couple wipes with the fingers, and grab. Do we have a striker? No, we do not seem to have a striker, so we must use this one. I think I'm going to try and make the head apparent. Maybe scrape a little bit of the wax off to make striking easier and not to load the striking surface with useless wax. Not very convincing, no. Nope. Okay, so I'm not convinced. Let's try another one. Again, scrape the wax off. Pretty good. Let's try. Nope. And the head just disintegrated. Let's try and light it with something that worked in the past. Oh, I hope we didn't compromise the striker. We did just a slight bit. Okay, so the match works if you assist in lighting it. Not convinced. Brass, maybe copper, but definitely brass, I think. Wire? Good, very good. This I like. This is actually useful. And wire can usually be prove useful even with a small length. So we don't need a whole spool here. For wire applications that I know of, at least, this kind of length would be enough. That's cool. What we have here is some sort of flex tie, and it's securing a little bit of cordage, always useful for pretty much anything. This, if you had a Swiss Army knife, for instance, you might even be able to sew with. So yeah, could be used. And the twist tie, maybe, I don't know, what could that be used for? Maybe securing a tinder bundle or something like that. I don't know. Even more and thinner and smaller cordage, this time on a spool, which is convenient. I like that. Always, cordage is, as I said, always useful. This you can actually sew with. You could even sew yourself with this. It's thin enough, so it would hurt, but it would work. I like that. A small button compass. Let's get the metal out of the way. And it actually works. North is indeed in that direction. So good. Very tiny, very small, very easy to lose, but it works. A pencil, very good. Can be sharpened in the field. Can be used for tinder. Can be used as a weapon. Yes, I'm looking at you, Mr. Wick. Very good. Bright orange, peelless safety whistle. It's actually really bad, but it would work, and it's still better than your voice. That is cool. A paraffin wax tea light candle. This is great. This can be used to waterproof things. This can be used to produce light, to produce heat, to assist in lighting a fire, even to signal. This is great. I like tea light candles in my kits. A couple cubes of natural fiber impregnated fire starters, which are good, but are not the easiest to light with the kind of subpar matches that we have in this kit. This would require some serious preparation to ensure lighting. It's hard to cut, especially with the razor blade. So it wouldn't be easy to save half of it, for instance, and it's very hard to light with anything else than a naked flame. So I guess it's a good choice because it doesn't run, it doesn't leak, it doesn't melt, it doesn't even really go bad even after years. So it's a good choice, and it's an inexpensive choice, but it's not the greatest one. 2 safety pins to make a cloak, to repair clothing, to make some sort of trap, maybe even to fish. This is cool. Now, you might, a skilled fisherman, which I am not, should be able to use this as a lure even. So yeah, I like that. Couple safety pins, inexpensive, doesn't weigh anything, very small, very thin, and quite useful when you need one you really should have one. There's not much that can replace that kind of utility. What else? What else? A needle. Okay, so this is great. This is an improvised compass. This is first aid, to remove ticks, to remove splinters, to pierce blisters, and it's great. It's great. A needle is awesome. I like that a lot, and it synergizes well with some of the other items. Very good choice. A needle. 2 nails. Steel nails. If you don't have anything to drive the nails, such as the butt of your knife, or maybe a not too splintery rock or something, I'm not sure what uses you can make of this. It's not even hardened steel, so it shouldn't produce any sparks. Can't really be used directly for signaling. Maybe as a weapon, or maybe in as a complementary item for some sort of windlass trap, for instance. But I'm not sure what uses you could find with this in an emergency. Nails. Okay, nails are good. I actually do carry nails in the wilds, but not for immediate emergency survival. It's more for crafting and building and just general existing in the woods, not really survival. 2 fishhooks. Relatively small fishhooks, which is good because small fishhooks can catch relatively big fish and small fish. So small fishhooks are kind of the best of both worlds. I like that. A couple of fishhooks. Oh, just a piece of paper. Okay, so of course, complementary to the pencil, a piece of paper. A Coghlan's branded multi-purpose pocket survival tool with a list of uses. I generally find these to be underwhelming, to say the least. I'm not a fan of these, not at all, but it's here. A couple more twist ties. Okay, so it's a form of cordage, I guess. Maybe to secure some of the items together once you open the kit. Maybe that's the intent here. Why not? And we have, of course, Coghlan's outdoor survival tips, because I love reading tiny, non-waterproof, non-native language print when I'm lost in the dark in the woods because I overestimated my capacity to make it back home before dark because we're in winter. Great. I hope the sarcasm isn't dripping everywhere, but okay. And a very reflective piece of flexible paper material, something. It's definitely papery and a bit waxy, so it shouldn't be too prone to suck up water. I would have preferred if the tin itself had been more polished, but I'll take this. And of course the tin itself, there are no seams on the bottom, which is good, I guess, because it should withstand a little bit of heat a bit better. So I don't think you should be hoping to use the candle to boil water in this or something. I do not believe, for having tried myself, from past experiences, a tea light candle isn't enough to realistically boil water in actual emergency and non-ideal conditions, especially not in this with no lid and no very thin walls that won't hold the heat, etc., etc. So not great. The can should and could be used maybe as a early warning system if you fill it full of rocks or something like that, maybe to transport water, or of course to hold the contents of the kit. Alright, so this was the Coghlan's survival kit. I hope you liked it. There are definitely some very good ideas and very good elements in this, and it's definitely a cool novelty item given that it comes in a sealed tin like this. So yeah, see you in another one. I'm out.